If you are suffering from pregnancy nausea in your first trimester or longer, these are things that actually work that I wish I knew in my first pregnancy. I implemented into my second pregnancy and found they were really helpful. And some of them you maybe have heard, but some I feel like are not talked about like at all or really known at all. Currently in my second pregnancy, in my second trimester, 24 weeks. Thankfully, I'm feeling good other than it's kind of hard to breathe. Like my nasal passage is swollen and it's hard to breathe. I'm gonna just start with the most important. I know people save that for the end of their video because they want you to watch longer, but I just feel like this one needs to be known, and if people get bored of my video, I want them to know now. If you watch to the end, I'm gonna talk about something that's really helpful for breathing better through your nose if you're having trouble with that, and for avoiding heartburn or acid reflux naturally. Okay, so circadian rhythm health is going to help you so much in your pregnancy. I mean, circadian rhythm health is important for everybody, but when you're pregnant, you just notice your body and changes and your health even more. And so if you don't know anything about circadian rhythm health, definitely start doing some research and learning about it because it will benefit you no matter who you are. If I were to do a short summary, it's basically like following nature's light patterns. You know, like if we didn't live in houses with artificial lights, stuff like that, and we are in nature, we would be up with the sunrise, we would have lots of natural light exposure outside, and then we would have sunset and then complete darkness. And that benefits your health in a lot of ways. The main points I'm gonna get to regarding to pregnancy that have helped me is I prioritize getting sunrise light generally, and sometimes sunset. If you can't get one, get the other. If you're not an early riser, then get the sunset at least. When you get the sunrise and you allow it to be your first form of light versus turning on a light in your house, there are a host of benefits. I would just recommend looking it up, but it's going to jumpstart your day and help you have natural energy, and start your circadian rhythm clock the way it's supposed to. The sunset is going to help you wind down at night, and it has different types of benefits, but both sunrise and sunset have natural infrared red light that's very healing to your body. Anyway, it is a very brief summary. Again, I just recommend diving in and learning about the benefits of both, because once you learn them, you'll want them. So either choose sunrise or sunset, but the thing that I found was the most impactful to reducing my nausea was avoiding blue light at night. I would say avoiding strong blue light from cell phones and TVs, computers, all times of the day as much as possible. If you can't avoid them because you have them for work or something, then getting blue light blockers to help you avoid that. But then after sunset, not exposing yourself to any blue light. So I got red light bulbs and I replaced them in areas where at night I'm frequently spending time. It could be expensive to do your entire house, but if you want to do that, that's even nicer. But then when sunset comes, we turn off all the artificial blue light and we turn on the red lights. So what happens is your body's able to actually wind down and start producing melatonin for sleep and repair. If you are exposed to artificial blue light up until the point you close your eyes and go to bed, or some people are actually exposed to it while they're sleeping because maybe it's like streaming through their windows. But if you basically, once you turn off the blue light, you will start producing melatonin 2 hours after that point. So ideally after sunset is when you naturally would start winding down and your body starts prepping for melatonin. But a lot of people maybe aren't getting away from blue light until like 10 o'clock. Some people stay up later, and some people are exposed to it while they're sleeping. And so they're only getting small doses of melatonin, and the repair in their cells and body is not that great. As far as affecting pregnancy nausea, I found that Once I made that switch, my nausea and throwing up and all of that, the nausea went from like maybe 80% horrible. I'd say my first pregnancy was 100% horrible. I could barely eat anything and was constantly throwing up. But my nausea went way down to like 20% obnoxious feeling. So it still existed a little bit, but it was way more tolerable. And then my throwing up was very minimal, if at all. If I did throw up, it was a little bit on an empty stomach in the morning, but I found I generally didn't throw up anymore unless I had a night where I was exposed to blue light. Then the next morning I would throw up. Not only would I throw up, my nausea would be higher, my food aversion would be higher. Okay, all that being said, although my nausea went down and my throwing up went way down, food aversion still was like fairly strong until I think like 16 or 17 weeks pregnant. But the hack that I found that worked for that, let's say you want to eat a specific meal and you're tired of eating the 5 things that actually work for your body. You're just like burnt out of those things that your body doesn't reject. You sneak them together. So what I mean is you take a bite of the thing your body doesn't really like, and then you take a bite or a drink, if it's a drink, of the thing your body does like. And your body will tolerate the thing that it doesn't like longer. You'll get more in before you feel that like hard stop, like I can't eat anymore, I'm gonna puke. The reason I did that is like some foods would sound good at first until I started eating them, or I was just really tired of eating the same 4 or 5 different types of food, or maybe it's a certain type of food that I feel like has a lot of really good health benefits that I would like my body to benefit from. Or I just honestly want more calories and I don't want them to constantly come from cheese. For me, eating cheese was an easy thing to eat during first trimester. Okay, so that is number 1, is learn about circadian rhythm and get it regulated. But the biggest part is avoiding the blue light after sunset and only being exposed to red light. And if you're a very social person, that can be hard because other people's homes don't have that. Or if you live in the city where tons of blue light comes in, you might need to get blackout curtains and things like that. It can sometimes feel like a little bit of a financial investment, but it is so worth it. And it is the biggest thing that helped me. And I think more women need to know about it. Number 2, the water you drink is so important. So things like reverse osmosis water is going to make you more nauseous, because it's been stripped from all its minerals. Water that doesn't have enough mineral content in it will make you more sick because your body is trying to build a supply of minerals, and when you drink water that doesn't have it, it pulls more out. So you want to drink water with high mineral content, electrolytes, stuff like that, and it will help reduce your nausea. My first pregnancy in my first trimester, I didn't know that. And so I was even throwing up water sometimes. During this second pregnancy in my first trimester, I was always drinking electrolytes, maybe mineral water, maybe coconut water. And I would switch it up because sometimes I just get so sick of the taste of certain electrolytes I was drinking. But I will say it made a really big difference on being able to handle drinking water and eating food and not just puking throughout the day. Staying hydrated is going to help your nausea or not feeling nausea a lot, but it has to be the proper type of water with electrolytes. Coconut water naturally has really great electrolytes. And I have continued to drink coconut water every day because I believe it helps you in pregnancy and then during labor. The last thing I'll mention, I think, is known, but in my first pregnancy, I didn't take it seriously enough. And that is eating every hour or 2, like on the dot. Like don't go past 2 hours. And it feels ridiculous eating every single hour, and it feels like a chore and annoying, especially when you have no desire for food, but it is going to help. And it doesn't have to be a meal. That would be really hard to do. But even just a bite or 2 of something every hour is going to help keep it. Basically, from what I understand, it helps keep your glucose levels balanced, and so you're less likely to get nauseous and throw up. I will say there are some mornings where I woke up and I could feel like I need to throw up today, like at some point, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And so I would just go to the toilet and tell my body, like, if you want to throw up, just do it now. Because if I threw up on an empty stomach, I would be pretty okay during the day. But if I ate something and then threw up, it like ruined my day. I would feel extra horrible for some reason. So if you are in tune with your body like that and you're like, I just feel like I'm gonna throw up no matter what today at some point. For me, just going to the toilet and being like, hey body, if you wanna throw up, do it now. And then you throw up a little bit of liquid and then you can eat and you don't throw up again. On the days where I knew I was gonna throw up and I didn't give my body that opportunity, it would be like I would eat breakfast, then I would feel super yucky, then maybe I'd eat lunch, and I'm nibbling on stuff in between all that. And let's say I throw up around lunch, it's so much disgustingness, and I would just feel so depleted versus a little bit of liquid on an empty stomach in the morning. But that being said, eating every hour or two makes a big difference. Okay, final two things. If you're having trouble breathing through your nose, like I do, unfortunately, because you have 50% more blood running through your body, your sinuses can swell up and then it's just hard to get enough oxygen through there. During the day, I don't really do much because it's like tolerable. I do like gasp for air and stuff sometimes, or I've had it made me feel kind of dizzy, but it's pretty tolerable. So I haven't been doing anything specific for that. But at night when I try to sleep, it is almost impossible to breathe through my nose. It just gets extra bad lying down and trying to sleep. And then if I can't breathe through my nose, I can't sleep properly. And so I've tried nasal strip thingies and they're not that great, but the magnetic ones have been amazing. And I actually can sleep at night and it keeps my sinuses open enough to be able to breathe. I don't know the name of the brand off the top of my head, but I'll show a picture or a link or something so you guys can get it if you want it. But yeah, you could technically wear that throughout the day if you want to and it would help you, but it is a big black strip and it makes your nose look a lot bigger. And then last thing for heartburn or acid reflux is papaya enzymes. I'll put a picture or a link or something so you can see the brand that I use, but it's totally natural and it actually works really well. You're supposed to take them, I think it's like 3 of them before every single meal or anytime you eat. For me personally, I seem to be fine during breakfast, but then closer to lunch and later in the day is when I'm affected more. So that's when I start taking them. And I will say last pregnancy and 3rd trimester, I sometimes felt like I was taking so many and I'm like, is this okay? But it was, it didn't affect me or the baby in any negative way. So it's nice to avoid taking some kind of drug for heartburn because some of those drugs deplete things like magnesium or minerals that you need that are really important when it comes to the contractions during birth. So it's great to avoid those if you can. And this papaya enzyme is totally natural and won't affect you in a negative way, but it'll help your heartburn. I hope these things help some women because it is so tough going through first trimester, feeling miserable, or just any part of your pregnancy. But yes, let me know if you try these things and if they work for you. And thanks for watching.